They ignored the fact that you got chartered flights because of this girl. They ignored the fact that ratings were going through the roof because of this girl. Instead, they resented it because they said, yo, we were doing stuff long before Caitlin Clark got here, and y'all wasn't paying attention then. But now the young white girl comes along, and y'all want to sit up there and shower all of this praise and all of this attention that was earned before she ever came along. The resentment is understandable, but it's not about Caitlin Clark. It's about what she represents. My point is, grow up.
When you thought the WNBA was finally coming together and prepared to ride the Caitlin Clark rocket ship to serious money and sports relevance, they ended up tripping over their own shoelaces. By this, I mean Caitlin Clark, the league's one-woman ratings machine, who was just placed on the Indiana Fever's injury list.
The Indiana Fever announced that star Caitlin Clark will be out at least 2 weeks with a left quad strain. Clark reported some pain in her leg Saturday after the team's loss to the New York Liberty. She subsequently underwent an MRI and was diagnosed with the strain on Monday.
Talk shows are going crazy right now, and basketball fans are going completely crazy over the WNBA bullies, Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, and especially Angel Reese, who still believes that people watch for her. If you agree with Steven, he's virtually floating from his wrath. Let's go. Baby goat over baby giraffe, remark below.
Clark was the WNBA's Rookie of the Year last season and a first-team All-WNBA selection. So far, she's averaging 19 points and a league-leading 9.3 assists through 4 games this season. I could give a damn about that last part. I don't care about her leading the league in assists. I don't care about the points that she's averaging because I already know that the young lady can ball. She is special. What I'm interested in is what somebody tweeted me and asked about earlier today that I want to show you right now. Put this tweet up, please, so our audience can see it here. At 4th Gen Bucci, B-U-C-C-I, right? Stephen A. Smith, can the WNBA keep itself afloat while CC, as in Caitlin Clark, is out?
The woman who made women's basketball a must-watch instead of just something her extremely competitive cousin watched was Caitlin Clark. TV is currently sidelined for at least 2 extended Clarkless weeks due to a quad strain, during which the WNBA will attempt to pretend that everything is fine while the real product breaks down more quickly than Angel Reese's layup picture. Meanwhile, the league's top streetwear brand is suffering from a decline in TV ratings.
Unfortunately, though, the celebration in the WNBA, it was cut short yesterday afternoon as WNBA players learned the harsh lesson, be careful what you wish for. Headline at the New York Post. Caitlin Clark sidelined with Indiana Felines announcing shock injury. Keyword, shock. This injury was shocking, but not for reasons that you may think.
And of course, Stephen Smith, ESPN's resident hype machine, was the first to blow a gasket over it. He went beyond simply commenting. Instead, he went to DEFCON 1, while the league's other voices gave us their best polite shrug. Everyone else is out here talking sweet nothings and acting as though Caitlin isn't the reason their direct deposit hit on time. But Stephen A. walked in like a human Molotov, burning down every poor move and poor choice that brought us to this point. Let's face it, someone had to do it.
Fanatics also reported a 100% increase in sales for WNBA-specific merchandise. It started with Caitlin Clark. And so now that we know all of this, and we've known that for months, now we get to turn around and look and see what exactly is it that the league will do knowing that she's out for the next 2 weeks. I'm not saying I know for sure what's going to happen, but I have an idea.
While WNBA executives were out to lunch attempting to pretend that Caitlin Clark isn't the one keeping the lights on, this man didn't just speak up. He held court like a man who had been waiting months to dunk on the league's incompetence. While he was busy pounding down receipts, Stephen A. remarked, "Oh, do you think the league can survive without Caitlin Clark?" in a way that was akin to watching maths class with fireworks. Cool story, bro. Check the numbers and try not to cry.
Thanks to Clark, Indiana led the league in attendance both at home and on the road. The Fever averaged 17,035 fans at home and over 15,000 on the road. 4 teams moved home games to bigger arenas when Indiana came to town to accommodate more fans. That's about Caitlin Clark. How do we know this? Attendance for the entire league was up nearly 50% last year. According to data from across the timeline, and Indiana led all teams with an average attendance of 17,035. That was up 319% from the year earlier.
Shall we break down those numbers, Caitlin? Players like Angel Reese are still wondering why Clark gets more camera time. Perhaps it's because Caitlin doesn't treat the ball like a bowling pin and actually makes people want to watch. Clark Games is drawing an average of 1.178 million viewers this year when she's out, but that's just 394,000. That's a drop, a plunge off a cliff, a threefold crater in viewership.
We'll find out. We don't know yet, but I'm going to be really, really interested in seeing, Molly, what kind of effect this has on the WNBA's ratings, because if for some reason there is a precipitous drop-off, then everybody needs to stand down and recognize the fact that the speculation or the assertions and assumptions about her being the golden goose is validated.
As if Clark wasn't bringing the entire league into the spotlight, Stephen A. wasn't just upset when he woke up. He had spent months watching the WNBA blow every chance. He had witnessed Cheryl Swoops throw more shade than a beach umbrella, and of course, Ree couldn't help but turn every moment into her own tryout for America's next jealous teammate.
You asked me about Caitlin. If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that that player set it.
Okay.
Right? So if Kelsey Plum set that record in 4 years, well, Caitlin should have broke that record in 4 years. But because there's a COVID year, and then there's another year, you know what I mean? So she's already had an extra year to break that record. So is it truly a broken record?
Thanks for the ratings. I guess it's like finding a genie in a bottle and wishing for a slightly larger bottle, is how Commissioner Kathy Angelberg sums up her entire approach to Clark. Since Clark is no longer playing, Stephen A. is essentially shouting from the rooftops, "I told you so." And to be honest, he's earned it.
I noticed when you're asking about Caitlin a lot, you bring up other rookies as well.
No league's ever about one player. That player could get hurt or whatever. So I think it's just to give recognition that in sports, people watch for compelling content and rivalries. And you can't do that alone as one person.
He even added some timeless advice, stating, "Everyone needs to stand down and ride the wave if this is the magnetic traction that draws viewers to the WNBA, and her absence proves it." Translation: give up battling it. Caitlin is the show. Either join it or be left behind, sitting in arenas that are only partially occupied with bewildered spectators who are asking where the excitement went.
Became the first rookie with at least 25 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds in a playoff game. That was Caitlin Clark. Became the 4th different rookie to play all 40 minutes in a playoff game. That was her. I'm looking at other things. 6 different league television partners. This is last year. This is last season, because this is Caitlin Clark that we're talking about. 6 different league television partners set viewership records that year, her rookie year, for its highest viewed WNBA game. Do you know every one of those games included the Indiana Fever?
Let's go back in time. Fever, since the lead up to this train disaster, has been a classic example of league mismanagement. The WNBA showered Caitlin Clark with love and launched a full-scale marketing campaign. We received press releases so generic that they could have been created by Angel Reese herself. It was as if the league was afraid to admit that one player was doing more for the brand than 10 years of teamwork. This year's first game against the Sky had a record-setting 2.7 million viewers, the highest-rated WNBA game on ESPN ever. Even the NBA raised an eyebrow because it wasn't a fluke. This was the arrival of a generational star.
Rising tide lifts all boats. And if this is the magnetic traction that draws viewers to the WNBA, and her absence over the next 2 weeks due to that quad strain is providing further evidence of that, then everybody needs to accept it, stand down, and ride that wave. I'm going to be really interested in seeing how the ratings are going to look without her over the next 2 weeks. Let's make sure we come back and ask me this exact same question after she's been gone for those 2 weeks.
Stephen A. was observing the entire development. The WNBA is currently in panic mode, rushing to fill the void left by the only player who can draw in an additional million viewers by simply tying her shoes, and that's the point. Caitlyn's star is soaring as the league subtly downplays her, with a veteran side-eyeing her like she took the last piece of pizza. Stephen A. is sitting back and saying, "I've been telling y'all you can't build a castle and then act surprised when the queen moves in," while Caitlin Clark was the WNBA's lottery ticket. Rather than downplaying it, they tried to minimize it, but now that the ticket is temporarily out of circulation, they're finally realizing how valuable she is.
We know what she brings to the table. But people wanted to hate because why? You had a bunch of players in this league that watched this young white girl come along and take the league by storm. And they resented it because they saw the marketing prowess that she had. They ignored the fact that you got chartered flights because of this girl. They ignored the fact that ratings were going through the roof because of this girl. Instead, they resented it because they said, yo, we were doing stuff long before Caitlin Clark got here, and y'all wasn't paying attention then. But now the young white girl comes along and y'all want to sit up there and shower all of this praise and all of this attention that was earned before she ever came along. The resentment is understandable, but it's not about Caitlin Clark. It's about what she represents. My point is, grow up.